High-performance computing is more about decision-making than it is about speed. It's the ability of the analyst to glean from vast quantities of data very relevant nuggets of information. It's turning data into knowledge and then into wisdom.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome once again, 짐굿나잇.
Well, I'm just logging into the SAS Visual Explorer. You know, what do you do when when you first get a data set that's 1 billion rows long? You want to play around with it, find a little stuff. Maybe you're going to do some frequencies, do some ranges, things like that. Let me go ahead and get into this. I'm going to select the data source, and here's a megacorp. It's got 1.15 billion rows. We're getting those variables loaded in. We're going to keep all of them, and we're not going to put any kind of a filter on them. So right now it's checking to see which of all these variables are categorical variables and which ones are measures or continuous variables. So here's that list. Now, and remember one more time what we're dealing with. Total rows 1,156,000,000, 46 columns, and let's do some stuff here. Let's drop date by year down here, and then let's find some revenue numbers. Here's revenue. Let's just drop that out there, and we'll take expenses and just missed it. Let me drop expenses out there. Again, these graphs are being produced by data that's 1.15 billion records. So you see how fast it is. This date by year, perhaps we want to get a little bit finer look at that. Let's replace date by year by date by month. So this will be a little bit more elaborate. Now, because of the graph is so large it can't get it all on the screen, a second graph appears down below that's unlabeled but does show you the nature of the curves. And this little slider down here lets me slide over the data, and you can see inside the little window down at the bottom, you know, what's coming up next. So we come into here, we see that, you know, we're peaking somewhere in the somewhere around the year 2000 there. So that just gives you an idea of that. We can move the slider back and forth either way, grow it, shrink it, whatever. Let's just delete that, and let's create a new hierarchy. And let's just call it SGF. So we can create hierarchies on the fly. And now all we need to do is say what's there. I want to have facility region, the state of the facility, and the city. So I can simply drop those all out there. And now let's find where it put that in the list. It's usually up towards the top. All right, here's here's the SGF hierarchy. I'm just going to drop that out here. And again, let's look at expenses out there. Maybe look at some revenue. There it is, and some profit. Now, because we declared a hierarchy, if we want to drill on the south, down we drill on the south, and there's Texas, Arkansas, Alabama, Louisiana. Now, this looks pretty simple. Well, it is, because I'm here driving it, of course. But the idea that with the SAS laser server, we actually read the data and it stays in memory, and hundreds of users can be hitting that data over and over again. So it's we have a data server. It's also a computational server, where anything that we want to add into this to do computations, we can do it. Again, let's perhaps drill down on Texas. Here we go. And again, 1.15 billion records. Let's delete that. And let's see, I just want to do a couple more of these, and then, but this is the Explorer, and you can see how easy it is to use. And the fact that you've got that many data points is just amazing. So let's drop out facility state out here. And now, instead of a bar chart, let's switch this over to a box and whisker chart. And let's just drop, let's just drop revenue out there. And those of you that are familiar with what this takes, we're having to compute the 25th percentile, the 50th percentile, the 75th percentile, and then when we add the whiskers, we've got to go back, which are 1.5 times the interquartile distance. We have to then go back, and this has to represent the largest point that is less than the 1.5 distance. So there's a lot of sorting, a lot of ranking, but you see how incredibly fast it is when we do this. One last one, let's take a look when we grab multiple values out here, and we'll take unit age, and all the way down here to hold shift down and hit unit yield. When I drop more than 2 variables out there at the time, it computes a correlation matrix. So this is the correlation matrix of over 1 billion records. Unit reliability, we see a good correlation of 0.93. Let's drill down on that, and you actually see the line over there, the regression line. Clearly, this could probably use a quadratic versus a linear would be a better fit. Let's drill down on this one. And each time you drill down, it's going to go out and produce a chart for you. So it is, I think, very remarkable the way this works. We've got over 1 billion records all in memory, and we can sit there and ask question after question after question.